All right, good morning, students. So this is our practice for this week. This assignment will be a graded assignment. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of coaching in case you feel like you need it for the first couple of problems. So for today, this is the Monday responsibility. I'm going to go ahead and label that. This will be the Tuesday responsibility for problems, the Wednesday responsibility, and the Thursday responsibility. All right. And always, boys and girls, it's such a good idea to make sure that you do a quick and easy estimate before you get started. That way, if you get a problem that you're like, I'm not sure if that makes sense, you have your estimate to go back and make sure that you have a reasonable answer. So let's get started right away. We have 137 times 33. And so when I think about a quick and easy estimate for 137, I'm going to think that it's pretty close to 100. And then when I think about a quick and easy estimate for the number 33, I'm going to think 30. So I use my whole number multiplication to help me make some quick and easy estimates. So 3 groups of 1 is just going to be 3. And so 3 groups of 100 would be 300. And of course 30 groups of 100 would give you 3,000. So my quick and easy estimate would be about 3,000. So now I'm ready to go back and solve. And so I'm going to start with the ones place. We have 3 times 7. 3 groups of 7 is going to give me 21. So I write the digit 1 in the ones place, but I carry the 2 because it's in the tens place to the next place value. We have 3 times 3, which is going to give me 9, plus 2 more would give me 11. So again, I write down the next digit. 1 is going to go in the tens place. It's going to carry the next digit to the hundreds place. And then finally I have 3 times 1, which is going to give me 3, plus 1 more gives me 4. So my first partial product should be 411. I'm going to cross out the 1 and the 2 so I'm not confused and try to reuse it again. And remember, boys and girls, it is now the digit in the tens place to multiply. So since it's much easier to multiply by just plain 3 than 30, we're going to put that 0 placeholder down, and we're going to begin that process all over again, multiplying 3 times 7 first, then 3 times 3, then 3 times 1. So 3 times 7 is going to give you, again, 21. So you record your 1, carry your 2 to the next place value. 3 times 3 is going to give you 9, plus 2 more gives you 11. So you write down the 1 and carry the 1 to the next place value. And then finally we have 3 times 1, which is 3, plus 1 more, which will give you 4. So this time we have basically the same answer, except it's off by a value of 10. So we're going to add these two partial products together, and we have 1, 2, 5, and 4. And so that answer is going to be 4,521. And yes, it is much higher than my number that I estimated, but I have to realize that this number was bumped down to 100 from 37, and this number was also bumped down from 33 to 30. So I would say that this is a reasonable answer. Let's look at the next problem. We have 162 times 57. So my quick and easy estimate is thinking, well, 162 is really on its way to being 200. And 57, well, that's closer to 60. Again, I'm going to use my whole number multiplication to help me make that quick and easy estimate. So 6 times 2 is going to give me 12. And so 6 times 200 is going to give me 1,200. But 60 times 200 is going to give me 12,000. So my quick and easy estimate is 12,000. All right, it's time to go back and multiply this number. So we have 7 times 2, which is going to give me 14. Again, I'm going to write the 4 and carry the 1 to the very next place value. We have 7 times 6, which is going to give me 42, plus 1 more gives me 43. So I write down the 3, and I carry the 4. And finally, I'm going to multiply 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 more gives me 11. I'm going to cross out these digits at the top because I don't want to accidentally reuse those. And again, it's the 5's turn to be multiplied by. So I'm going to put my 0 here because 5 is much easier to multiply than 50. And we're going to start this whole process over. 5 times 2, then 5 times 6, then 5 times 1. So getting started with 5 times 2, that will give me 10. 5 times 6 is going to give me 30, plus 1 more gives me 31. And finally, 5 times 1 is going to give me 5, plus 3 more gives me 8. So now that I have these two partial products, I'm going to put them together, and I get 4, 3, 2, and 9. All right. So that is a little bit higher than what I estimated, but remember, we did raise 162 all the way to the value 200, so that can account for the few thousand that were off. We also estimated 57 all the way up to 60. So my answer is 9,234, and I'm going to box that in so that the person grading this can find that answer easily. I'm going to do one more problem for you today, and then you'll be responsible for doing the last one on this row on your own. So when I think about 370 times 97, I think about 370 on its way to being 400. And when I think about the number 97, what is it closest to? What's closest to 100? So we've got quite a few zeros here. 4 times 1 is just going to give me 4, but 400 times 1 is 400, and 400 times 100 is going to give me those extra 2 zeros. So that's 40,000. This is quite a large number that we're multiplying by. All right, let's get started. So 7 times 0 is going to give me 0. And 7 times 7 is going to give me 49. So again, I record the 9, but carry the 4. And finally, 7 times 3, well, that's going to give me 21. Plus 4 more, that's going to give me 25. I'm going to cross out the 4. I'm even going to cross out the 7, and I'm going to put down my 0 placeholder, because it's much easier to multiply by the value 9 than it is 90 every time. So getting started with 9 times 0, that's going to give me 0. And 9 times 7, well, that's 7 groups of 9, which will give me 63. So I record the 3 and carry the 6 to the next place value. And finally, I have 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is going to give me 27, but then I have to add the extra 6. So that's going to give me 3 more, and it would be 30, plus 3 more, which would give me 33. So sometimes decomposing the number into 3 plus 3 helps me add quickly. Now it's my job to add these two partial products together. And so I'm going to get 0, 9, 8, 5, and 3. So being close to 40, this is pretty, I would say this is a reasonable answer. My answer is 35,890, and I'm going to box that in so that the person grading this can find my answer easily. Boys and girls, it's so important to make sure that you write all of your numbers neatly and carefully so that when you add them in, you can tell exactly what they are, and so that when you are adding numbers, partial products, whatever it is that you're doing, you're able to see those numbers easily. I want you to try this last one on your own, and then if you need to, you can go check in with your teacher, or you can put this in your blue folder because tomorrow we'll do the next row.